Hi guys, Nick Blewett with the Inner Animal. So one of the things with stress and trauma, post-traumatic stress syndrome, anxiety, depression, all these things which take our mind around in a continual cycle as we think and rethink problems and go over it and over it, right? We get caught in our thoughts, and this separates our body and our mind. This is really about the earth element in Chinese medicine, the stomach and the spleen, and their way to not only digest food, but also digest thoughts and emotions. And so what we really want to do is anchor our stomach energy back down into our stomach and tonify the stomach and spleen to help us digest those problems, work them out, and move past them and be constructive as opposed to being caught in that trap. So I've got a great little qigong that I'm about to teach you to help you learn how to work with your stomach energy and cause it to ground and tonify your spleen and really help you work through that process. Okay, so this qigong today works on the stomach and spleen, and we're going to use points on the conception vessel, which runs up the midline. And basically we're going to center on CV6. CV6 is called Qi Hai and is a C of Qi and has a lot to do with raising the energy and raising the Qi in our body and centering it into Dantian. The second point we're going to use is stomach 30. It sits just in the inguinal groove in here, just in about the midpoint opposite the pubic, just alongside the pubic symphysis. This point is also a C of Qi and grain on the stomach meridian, which has a lot to do with tonifying the body through the nutrition it gets and its connection with the earth. So we're going to use these 2 points to basically build the Qi in our body and help us ground the stomach energy, which is meant to descend down through our body as digestion goes through and comes out the other end. So we've got to basically ground this stomach Qi, which can get trapped from too much heat in the meridian up in the head, which is causing this over-pensiveness, to keep thinking over things. We've got to get, excuse me, we've got to get it to ground, right? And build up the spleen energy, so the spleen has the energy to basically keep the stomach back in control of itself. So, essentially, we're going to start off with our hands by our side. And with a little rolling of the body, bring our hands out and around the barrel, pull in as we center the Qi down in front of us. We're going to just hold our hands out here in front for a moment just to ground ourselves. And then when we're ready for the exercise, we're just going to pivot to one side. I'm going to pivot, put my weight on my right foot and sit my hands onto the Ren 6 here, and onto the stomach 30 point here on my pubic symphysis, and I'll be taken off to the side. Now, for the first rotation of my body, I'll just stand in front of the camera. This hand is going to rub down and down the stomach meridian, down the thigh as it circles back up to Ren 6. The Ren 6 point from here is going to basically, as I turn, scoop down, rub up the yin meridians as it pulls up into the stomach and then centers. And both the hands are going to do little circles towards each other as we get a compression happening in our qua, causing the sucking of the yin meridians up into our internal organs and causing and the opening movement, which causes the energy to descend down through the yang meridians. And it's this pumping and waving, opening and closing of the pelvis alongside the little body rock of opening and closing with our qua of our whole abdomen to cause this energy to pump. Now our hands aren't actually circling and moving, it's caused by this little rock that we have. So if I do this, I've got 1, 2, 3, return. 1, 2, 3. And this is as we go open, stretch, close, compression, open, stretch through this basic qua. And this causes this sucking and spitting up through the meridians, causes the energy to move and causes the work to happen. It's going to power our hands to circle. Okay, so we've stood here, we've opened our barrel, we've pulled it in, we've turned off to one side and let our hands come into just very light contact with our body, because remember they have to rub over the body. Then we're going to pivot. Now I'm going to shift my weight to the other foot as I pivot, and you'll see my right hand's going to swipe down my leg, the left hand comes down, up. Okay, so we turn, swiping down my leg, bring that up and swapping over. 1, 2, 3. Whoop. 1, 2, 3. You'll see here as I turn, I'm going to swipe up through this groin here, up, and this hand comes down, pushing it down, anchoring it. 1, 2, 3. Down. Whoop. 1, 2, 3. Swap. 1, through. Now I'm moving the hands quite a bit, right, because I'm trying to show this swapping. But you'll actually find, if I do it to the camera for a moment, do it properly, so you can almost hardly see the hands circling. But what's actually happening as I come down, the opening, the compression, as I close, the hands are coming together. As I open, the hands separate and gather. Compress to keep the chi in the body, squeeze it, open, squeeze, open. Now, of course, I'm moving the hands way more than they would move because they're meant to center over a point, which is, like the size of a penny or a 10-cent coin or something like that. So when we turn, whoop, get this little grounding, and you're just sitting over the point doing little concentric circles to help that energy ground out. Now, it doesn't matter how many times you sit here, but the important thing is to feel this sort of opening and closing of your body. Now, I've got to exaggerate it because otherwise it just looks like I'm just sitting here just kind of moving very slightly. Down. Rubbing down the stomach, gathering, pulling up. Okay, now when we've gone through that a little bit, we want to work on the spleen to come underneath. We've grounded the stomach energy down. We want to work on the spleen. We're going to come over, and now this time we're going to use a point Ren 12, which is halfway between the xiphoid and the belly button. And we're going to do the same thing. Opening as we open, compressing, and hands come together. Open, together. Now again, I'm moving the hands really big, but they're meant to center over those tiny little points, right? 10 cents. So you don't get much movement when you do the exercise properly, but you're causing that little vortex over the point, which has like the tonifying action, yeah? Being mindful, you're sitting on the edge of movement, you're feeling, you're involved in the little movements and compressions, this natural elasticity of the little 3 turning Fajing motion of the spine. Open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close, open. And you're just sitting there feeling that wave and that ripple through your body. So using these points to help pull you out of your head, starting to happen, and help connect you back to that energy of the earth. Alrighty guys, so nice little qigong for the stomach and spleen, something that's nice and simple, something you get added to the end of a workout. You could do if you're having problems sleeping, you're trying to get your work done in your office and your head's all over the shop. Good grounding, right, left brain coordinating, grounding exercises to pull you back out of your head, back into your body, and get that connection happening again. Alrighty guys, all the best. I'll speak to you soon.